Hey, this is Sandy from Luxury Homes International. Today I'm going to be talking about the 5 things that you need to know before you move to Hawaii. So if you are being transferred here or moving to Hawaii, I'm sure you've done a lot of research on your own, but there are some things that you won't be aware of until you actually live here. So the first thing that I want to talk about is obviously Hawaii is an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So everything that we get from food to clothing to materials is either going to be shipped or flown in from the mainland. And that means it adds to the cost of the items. So things are a little bit more expensive here. And it does take a while for bigger items to get here. For example, when I was renovating my house and I ordered a flooring material that wasn't available immediately on the island, they told me that it would take about 4 to 6 weeks actually to get the material in. And you have to plan for these things because it does push your schedule out a little bit and it could throw you off course. So the second thing you have to know is that we don't have daylight savings in Hawaii. Unlike the people on the mainland who have to adjust their clocks twice a year in the fall and the spring, we don't have to go through the burden of doing that. But the only problem is if you are having like a Zoom conference or any kind of phone call with people on the mainland, you do have to account for the time because their times are different. So that means your time will be affected as well. So the third thing you should know about Hawaii is that the dress code is extremely casual. As you might already know, a lot of people walk around in their t-shirts and shorts and flip-flops. And even during the week on a business day, a lot of men can get by with wearing long slacks and aloha shirts with collars and a nice pair of dress shoes. And for women, of course, we do wear dresses here and heels, but not the type of heels with like spike heels. You will be investing in a lot of sandals, which is yay. So that would be very fun for you girls, but we don't have boots. So if you're a boot lover and come from a cold country, then you are going to have to put your boots away. The fourth thing you should know about Hawaii is that the roads are extremely bumpy, especially in Kaka'ako and in town where there's a lot of condo projects going up. They are digging everywhere you see, and the roads are absolutely messed up. So if you are driving, please be careful. Make sure not to hit these potholes because these potholes can be very, very large and can really damage your car or tire. And especially if it rains for a couple of days in a row, the potholes which were filled become very loose and they will open up again and become this huge crater in the middle of the road. And the fifth and the last thing you have to know is that Hawaii does not have any sort of rabies whatsoever. So if you are bringing a pet, especially a dog, over from the mainland, you have to do a lot of research to make sure that your dog is not quarantined for 120 days, because that's what's going to happen if you come through thinking that you can just load your dog on the airplane and then pick him up at the airport. That's not how it works. If he comes through with no papers, then he will be quarantined for 120 days, which is pretty brutal. And what I did when I came over from Japan is that there is a program which is called 5-day or less release. And what it is that you have to do these paperwork ahead of time. You have to do the blood test and submit all the documents necessary by the state of Hawaii to make sure that your dog can bypass the whole quarantine process. So when I got here, I had all the papers and my dog was able to come home with me the same day. However, that process did take me more than 6 months to prepare all the paperwork. So make sure you give yourself enough time to do all this. So these were the 5 things that you should know when you're coming to Hawaii that you might not know immediately when you're searching online. I hope this was helpful, and please let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll see you next time.